Can you see that? Can you see that there? I'm upside down. But this is my Achilles tendon, and it is not in a good place. Oh, neither am I actually, hang on. Oh, hold up. Let's start this story here on the sofa. So that was my Achilles tendon. At the moment, I think I have Achilles tendonitis, but I also have Seville Marathon in 4 weeks. So I am playing this game, funnily enough, a similar game to the game I played this time last year when I had London Marathon, or around this time, where it was a battle between an injury and me making the start line. Now, I'm a little more confident of making the start line in Seville because I've had the experience of last year, but it's not certain. And I haven't run for over a week, and I'm going to take you out on my first run in over a week, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I make it through, but I'm going to share the experience with you. But the point of this vlog really is that I want to share with you the techniques and skills and tactics that I've been using to help myself recover from injury, both actually physically, so the Achilles tendon, but also psychologically, how I'm getting myself through this. Because you might get something there that might help you. It might give you a different angle. You might not, I don't know, but that's kind of why I'm doing this. And it all starts now, really. Actually, it starts here, today, which is the day of the run. And let me start with the first decision that I had to make in all of this, and that was whether I deal with this in an extremely positive way or whether I just give up, decide that I'm injured and that's that and nothing's happening and I'm not going to be running and I'm not going to be meeting my goals. Come on, you follow the channel, you know that the decision I made was going to be a positive one, but here were the actual things that I've been doing to help myself get back to training as quickly as possible. I just need to get up. And after I'd made my first decision, which was to attack this positively and tackle it face on, then what I started to do was, think about all of the other things that I could do that weren't running, that wouldn't cause me pain. So I increased, or in fact I just carried on focusing on my swimming, making sure I could get to the pool once or twice a week. Twice a week was the aim, but obviously, as you know, I had man flu last week, but I still managed to get there. I've also been trying to get out and about on the bike a little bit more. So while I can't run, I'm thinking, why don't I try and push the miles out with friends or on my own on the bike. Oh my God, I shouldn't have done the filming when I just climbed a horrible hill. But that's part of being out and about, and I'm out on the bike because my Achilles does not hurt at all while I'm cycling, and that's when I know I'm not doing it any further damage, but I'm still getting that cardiovascular gain. Then I had to push on strength and conditioning because with the cardiovascular endurance catered for with the cycling and swimming, and knowing that my body's easily going to be able to run a marathon in that respect, I had to make sure that the body was then going to be strong enough to run a marathon, especially if I'm not getting the miles in my legs. So strength and conditioning workouts in the morning, a little bit of weights, and making sure that I continue to roll out all of the time, foam rolling, trying to get on those calves, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. Next is heat it. I'm at the remodeling stage where my muscles are kind of reshaping, repairing, and the Achilles tendons hopefully repairing. So I'm just trying to keep heat on the area as much as possible when I'm at home and with my feet up. I also use a rub like 2 to 3 times a day. I make sure I rub on my Achilles this just to see if it can help. I don't know if it will help it, but it's worth a shot. I know it's not hindering it. It's like drinking vitamin C drink, isn't it? There's obviously evidence out there that says it's good for you, and even if it just has a psychological benefit, like a positive mental boost, then I'm all for it. I'm also playing around with kinesiology tape on the calves, on the Achilles. I don't actually know if this does anything. I don't know if there's any hard evidence to say that kinesiology tape definitely works. I know it works for some people and not. It can't be a negative, it can't be detrimental. It has to be beneficial in some way, even if it's just psychological. I am genuinely petrified about this run. Honestly, I just don't know how it's going to go, and I have 4 weeks until Seville. Oh, I also use these on a recommendation from a friend who's a physiotherapist. These gel inserts. Now, again, anything I can think of that will aid my recovery and help my running, I'm willing to give it a go, providing there's not a detrimental impact. Right, here goes nothing. Ooh. So the plan is, if the pain gets beyond a 4 out of 10, bin it immediately. So I have to start with a lap nearby first, just in case I have to come home and I don't want to walk home 5k. Alright, let's see. He's excited. I would say straight away, the pain is on a 4, maybe already creeping above it. I can't notice any discernible difference from over a week ago when I did my last run, which is heartbreaking, really. Can't really describe how upsetting this is. But let's see. I'm gonna give it a little while, just to see if it dies down once I get going, but I'm not hopeful. Okay, in truth, it is dying down a bit. It's probably maintaining at a 4 out of 10. Okay, so I'm 6k in, and this is probably not, we're over halfway because I did a loop of the field just to make sure my Achilles was all right. I'm heading back. I mean, the pain is holding fast at about a 4, sometimes a 5, so I've got to be really careful. We just got to get home now and see where we're at. You ready? Okay, come on in. Okay, so I bailed on the run at 9 kilometers. I was about 300 meters from my house. And I thought, you know, that was it. I was getting to a 5 out of 10, and the pain with my Achilles felt like it was being stabbed a little bit, and I thought there's no benefit from pushing it any further. I'm near home. This will do. This is as positive as it can get from what was quite a negative start of the run. But I'm going to share with you the next phase, which is how I recover after exercise every time. Believe it or not, where the pain is might not necessarily be where the problem is. Oh, I'm back in this position again, and that is because something that we call the kinetic chain. Now, this Achilles tendon here attaches to this calf muscle here. Do you like how I've shaved my legs here? It attaches to this calf muscle here, which then attaches into the sides of the knee, hang on, to the sides of the knee here, right? But that also has musculature here that attaches, and that comes up here, attaches to the hip, attaches round, and even comes up to the back here. So what we've got presenting as a problem down here could very well be actually an issue with tightness, potentially up in the hip, which is mind-blowing, which is why you can't just come in and get away with, oh, I feel a pain in my calf or my Achilles, I'll stretch that or I'll treat that. It's not as simple as that. You've got to look after every muscle. And one of the last things I do after I've eaten, only after I've exercised, and only in the short term, is I take an ibuprofen, because I am in a little bit of pain and there is going to be some inflammation. I just want to reduce that a little bit and kind of take the edge off the pain. So I do take these, but I don't take them often, and like I say, I do take them only after I've eaten, and these will also help my recovery. But I need to eat first. Lovely porridge. Too big of a mouthful. And the final thing I do, ready for a little bit of leg here, is I wear calf compressors after I've run or cycled, just to aid recovery. And that kind of brings me full circle
back to the start, that this really, any injury you have is about positivity of mind. If you really genuinely believe that you're going to recover from it, then the likelihood is that you're going to give yourself a better chance than if you just switch off, do nothing, and believe that you can't. And that's the most important thing for me is, am I going to make the start line in Seville in 4 weeks? I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but at this point in time, I have to believe that I'm going to. Let's see what happens, but I'm going to absolutely do everything in my human power to get to that start line, and it is going to be positivity overdrive. Not one single second will I allow myself long term to think I'm done. Right, I hope I've helped. I've certainly helped myself at least kind of clarify what I'm doing, and I've shown myself that I'm giving myself the best chance. But if you're injured out there, it's not the end of the world. You can get back on it, you just need to be positive. But, caveat time, don't push too hard. Know when to stop, because pushing through a bad injury is much more detrimental to you than it is positive. So know where that line is and manage it, and you'll get through all right. And I'll see you Tuesday.